Yeah, sure. And then going to the BDS movement now. BDS, what does it stand for?
Boycott, sanctions, divestment and sanctions.
Divestment and sanctions. Now, obviously, this is something which has to do with the Palestinian people. So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The idea is that it's products which are made in Palestine or Palestinian areas which are labelled as from Israel, and that therefore that's untrue, and therefore we shouldn't support those products. So that's, I think, the claim. But
right.
What's the reality?
Yeah, well, I mean that is the idea behind the movement. That's products made in any country are labeled made in wherever. So products made in Israel labeled made from Israel, and that includes anything made in Judea and Samaria, the West Bank. And a number of countries, the BDS movement claims that they can't be labeled that way because they're produced in occupied Palestine, even if they're produced by Israelis. And a number of countries have adopted this as official policy, especially in Europe of late.
Yeah.
Now, this is a perfect example of the way that something can be skewed by the media just by leaving out important aspects, because the BDS movement is reported on in such a way that it's wrong for Israel to make money off of anything made in these territories. It's wrong for Israel to be in the territories in the first place. The Palestinians want them out.
So it's like slave labor, kind of.
And that's the suggestion that is made without actually saying so. But if you go and talk to the Palestinians, almost every Palestinian who lives in those areas, now there's a lot of Palestinians behind the movement, but they live abroad. If you go talk to the Palestinians who live in the areas which we have, they're almost all against this because they work for these factories and for these farms. They don't want to lose their jobs. They work with and for the Jews, and they don't have a problem with it in general. Even the ones that you'll talk to who are supportive of a two-state solution, who want there to be a Palestinian state eventually, in the meantime, they don't want BDS interfering, because in the meantime, they would like to keep the job that they have.
Right.
So BDS is almost entirely harming the Palestinians without harming Israel hardly at all.
Yeah.
And the official numbers, I forget the official numbers, but BDS was having an economic impact on Israel of like 0.01% of its economy. So okay. it was like a gnat, but it was impacting the Palestinian economy by about 10% of their GDP. It was a major impact to them.
Okay, yeah, because that's not something the public knows,
right?
Especially people who are supportive of the whole movement.